Today's guest happens to be an author that one day you're gonna know his name very
Go Gators! Go Gators! I had to do that to you. You got your Alabama hat on. Go Gators! You may proceed. Yes,
That's the
back-to-back basketball
Steve
championship.
Shuttle. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. Next week, what now? As I was saying, you got me lost now. Have you ever heard the series One Last Cry or the series Coming Home? You're another my author, my guest. You got me all stumbling now. Manswell T. Peterson. He's wrote books just as Snatch, Tracks of Tears, American Tea Party, Coming Home, series One Last Cry, and series Coming Home. And the cool thing about Manswell is two of his series, Coming Home and One Last Cry, is going to be going to HBO. And Snatch, Tracks of My Tears, American Tea Party, Coming Home is now going to be made into a movie. It's my honor and my privilege to introduce to you Manswell T. Peterson. How you doing, my man?
Oh man, I'm on top of the world, man. No complaints at all. No complaints at all. How you doing?
I'm doing good to that little rant. It threw me off. My introduction, all you can hear is duh, 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 my duh, 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 duh.
You heard that Go Gators, man. You heard that Go Gators. It's all
Yeah,
SEC love, man. If anybody know anything about the SEC, man, look, we're gonna give each other hell, but we all gonna support each other. So that's how it goes, man. That's how it goes.
I do have a question for you that I usually throw out to all the SEC fans. We'll get to that question later. But I have
Okay.
to ask you, where you from?
I'm from Albany, Georgia, man. My small city called Albany, Georgia. A lot of people know Albany because of Sherwood Films and movies that we've done here. I've been with them, while they were doing some movies. Watched them, learn from them, and now you see me about to take off, and it's shocking people that you can do this kind of stuff right from Albany, Georgia. But I've been in the writing game for like 15 years, and so
Oh,
this year, 2020, just took off.
wow. That's great. And like I said, I think I mentioned this in the introduction because I was thrown off a little bit. 10 of your 18 books were in the top 10 on Amazon. So
Yeah,
that's very
yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, and
I,
believe it or not, out of those 10, we've been ranked number one in so many categories. It's been amazing. The fans have been great. Literally, you get shocked every time a new book comes out, and the fans just jump on it. And like right now, a big important thing that's going on right now that you and your listeners and your followers can understand is that Amazon has a special right now. So anybody that doesn't know about my books, they can actually go download, Kindle Unlimited for free for 2 months. They can actually get 12 of my books in that Kindle program. And all they gotta do is download the book, flip through the pages, then go back and they can read the book later, but it gives me credit for them actually downloading the book. That's how Kindle Unlimited works. But they can actually go flip the page to the end, come out, do the same thing. I have the information, I'll send it to you, and then they can slowly read the books over a 2 month period and see what I'm all about. And if they want to keep Kindle Unlimited, they can. But Amazon does it once a year. And so literally they get to go read 12 of my books for nothing, for free. The only thing we have to do is just flip the pages to the end so I'll get credit for it. But they get 12 of my books, man. And it's like once a year, Amazon does this. And so right now, Amazon, they opened it yesterday. So we're telling everybody to go do it, man. And so if they want to get a feel for me, they can go read and see before the TV shows and before the movies come out. They can say, hey, I read the book.
well, I'm telling you what, especially during football season, when you sit down watching Florida Gators lose, you can grab one of his books like Snatch and read because that's the only way you're gonna be entertained watching the Florida Gators. So I
Or,
mean,
or, or while you watching Alabama choke another championship season away, Clemson, Auburn, kick six, Iron Bowl.
there you.
And I was rooting for you guys when you guys lost in that last second touchdown. in the championship game. I was like, oh man,
It's like you sound just like an Auburn fan, just bringing up something that's
hey,
irrelevant.
but here's the funny thing. I was actually going for you guys. I put money on you guys, man. I literally had money, you guys, and that driving like, damn, get a sack, get an interception, get something. And then, man, it just like kind of crushed me because, again, even though I'm a Florida Gator, if the SEC is playing, I'm going to cheer for the SEC now. I'm a Florida Gator, so I don't care who we're playing. Ole Miss, Alabama, it don't matter who. I'm rooting for Florida when it comes to checkers, chess, backgammon, gymnastics, swimming, volleyball. It don't matter. We're playing hopscotch, and it's Alabama versus Florida. God damn it, I'm rooting for Florida. That's how I am. Now, if you play somebody else, I'll root for you.
Well, that makes one of us. I'll cheer for everybody in the SEC except for Auburn. I don't care who Auburn is.
I really understand that because I messed around and went to an Alabama-Auburn game, and literally I had my Florida Gator stuff on because I'll do it anytime I go to the SEC game. I'll wear my Florida Gator stuff. My wife does it, and because we got friends who are Alabama and Auburn fans, and the hate, I've never seen the hate. Alabama, Auburn, y'all have some real hate, man. It's like somebody went and just stole your pickup truck, cut your tires. Somebody stole your laundry. I don't know what it is, but y'all got some hate.
It's not hate. It's like you ever seen people that they're like in competition with you?
Yeah.
This is how I put it. Like for Alabama, and I'm speaking for the football team. For Alabama, it's like having that annoying pest in high school that wants to be your equal.
Mm-hmm.
But so every time you're trying to run a lap, they're trying to run a lap with you and trying to think that's in competition with you, but they're really not. They're really irrelevant.
You got to remember, for Auburn to beat Alabama, that's their national championship because literally we know they don't win in crap. They, every now and then they'll win something, but like, they come to me, I tell them, I said, Florida's the last team in the NCAA that has actually went back to back, in basketball championship.
I think they should just stick to tree hugging and just leave the football to us.
They really can't even do that too well, can they? I mean, if you really want to talk about it, see, I'm trying not to rip them because like they really can't hug trees too well because you're like, which tree do I grab? It's 5, just grab a tree. But you're an Auburn fan, so I get that. I understand you don't understand.
They should have paid. I had Marvin Constant, former linebacker of Alabama, on here. He said somebody should have paid those damn trees after they got poisoned. I mean, like you just throw toilet paper on them and then you want to cry. Man, anyway, I don't want to talk about Auburn.
See, just like for you, it's Auburn. For me, it's Florida State. Even though we're not in the same conference, for us, as long as we don't lose to them, because I will hear it for a whole year,
right?
For a whole freaking year until we beat them, right? It don't matter what it is. So see,
Hey, like I said, I'm good with every team. I'm even good with Florida. I wasn't very good with Florida in the 90s and the 2000s. I really hated Florida in the 90s and the 2000s. I really did.
But then, man, we're kicking some major butt then. Tebow was the last run for us.
I mean, I hated Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
I didn't start liking Tim Tebow until he went to the Broncos and he had that magical season going 1 for 30 in the first 3 quarters, and then the 4th quarter he starts becoming this awesome.
It's like, I don't know what he took that 1 quarter, but it's like, you'll never see another team play as hard as we're going to play. You'll never see another team going to run hard. We're going to run. You're going to see us win. You're going to see us win. That year that he gave that speech, man, and we went on to win a national championship was awesome as hell, man.
Now, I'm talking about his 2011 season with the Broncos when they finally gave him the start, and then Broncos had to redo their whole offense. They basically ran a college formation
offense in the NFL.
And I give the Broncos this: if it wasn't for their defense, they would have probably not won a game.
Remember now he had that great one pass in the playoff game to win overtime too. So it's like he has his moments, but that's all he had in the pros, man.
Yeah, the Patriots actually put a stop to that, but we'll
Yeah,
talk.
we
Tells me you're a Patriots fan too. I don't know why I got
40,
that.
over 40 years of Patriots fan.
I don't
Over
know how
40
I
years.
knew that. I don't know how I knew that. It's almost like we got ESPN or something.
Well, see,
Anyway,
now here's the difference. The Patriots and Alabama have a tight connection between the two coaches. So, both coaches, we've always had a tight, run with Alabama and Rutgers when it comes to players because one thing about it, you guys put out some hell of a players. And so, we picked up some great players from you guys, and it really helped us, win a couple Super Bowls as well. You know, People can say what they want to say, but Alabama wins. So we have to joke on you when we can because, like right now, I'm scared to see what you guys are gonna do over the next 2 or 3 years because you guys are taking so much flack. And when that happens, you guys come back with a vengeance. And it's the same thing with the Patriots. We take flack for losing, and people are like, well, okay, Brady's gone. Are you gonna go? And I'm like, dude, I was there when Steve Grogan was my quarterback. I was
oh,
there, when
gonna tell,
Doug Flutie was the quarterback.
you gonna tell me you're not gonna watch no Bucks games this season?
But see, I have Sunday NFL tickets, so literally I watch all the stuff. If the Bucks are playing when the Patriots playing, I'm not watching the Bucks. I'm watching the Patriots playing because our new
Well,
quarterback, he's going to shock a lot of people.
rise up. That's all I gotta say.
Oh yeah, 28-3. Oh, you should have never brought that up. 28-3. Y'all had a Super Bowl one, and then Coca-Cola, choke cola, game of the champions. Y'all had a Super Bowl one. Run the ball 4 more times. Kick one field goal, you got an NFL championship. And then you panic and dismantle the whole team. I never understood that. Y'all had a championship team. If they left everything in place, you guys come back the following year and probably win the next 2 out of 3 Super Bowls. I do not understand Atlanta's front office, but I thank you for that Super Bowl ring because now we have 6. See, I'm still hurting off 86 when the Bears beat us. 46-10. See, that's when you're a real fan. The losses hurt better than the wins. I'm still mad at the Packers. I still hate the Giants for their miraculous catch, not once but twice. Come on, dude. So, again, I've dealt with all the pain of the Patriots. So, no, if I was there when we were losing, I damn sure want to leave when we were winning. So, if we start losing again, I'm good because I got 6 rings, 6 of them. But you guys, man, Atlanta has the talent. And if for whatever reason, the front office and the coaches, y'all implode. How do you have How do you have the best wide receiver in the NFL now, Julio Jones? And that one catch he made in the Super Bowl, where it's like there's no way catching the ball. The ball's out of bounds. He catches the ball and he toe taps. I'm like, what the hell? No, nobody else catches that but Julio Jones. And then the replay was awesome as hell. You guys had everything going: offense, defense. Grady was doing the sacks, and then in the third quarter, with 2 minutes and 17 seconds left, it was 28-3. And Tom Brady said, dun 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 dun, 1 to 20 power words, activate. And then we did a 2-point conversion, and then we scored again with a 2-point conversion, and then Brady did the toss. He goes out the middle. He's in there. Brady has his 5th. Brady has his 5th. Patriots win the Super Bowl. And it was like, celebrate good time. Come on. Dum, 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 dum. It's a celebration. Celebrate good time. Come on. I got so drunk after that game. I'm gonna send you a screenshot I made. This is so funny. It's a good story for you.
But hold on, because after that game, I got so drunk too. And I'm probably gonna get drunk after this interview for you bringing that. Hey, my dog died when I was 10. You want to talk about that too?
Nope. I want to talk about the bet I had on Twitter. It was so funny. Literally, everybody was blowing me up the first half of the Super Bowl. So I took a screenshot of the scoreboard, and I went to my Facebook, and I told everybody, get ready for the biggest comeback in Super Bowl history. And I posted it on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and they blew my phone up. All the celebrities that I know, they blew my phone up. And so it was so weird. Everybody was talking trash. Everybody was like, you believe it? I said, yeah, I believe that. And I was like, I got 20 grand on it. And I just got my bonus from one of my other books. And my wife said, you just bet the bonus money on the Super Bowl the Patriots win? I said, yes. She's like, if you said it, I'm gonna watch this because I believe you see something I don't see, and I did see something, and Bill Belichick saw something. But literally, I bet on my gut, and I bet because I was mad, and so I bet the 20 grand. So I called American Express, and I said, okay, I just made a $20,000 bet on the Patriots, and my rep was like, man, so what's wrong with you? I said, nothing. The money's there. She was like, I know the money's there, but you bet 20 grand on the second half of the Super Bowl. I said, I did. And so by the third quarter, half the phone call stopped. The fourth quarter, my phone went dead. When it went to overtime, I was calling people, texting people, nobody answered the phone. When we scored in overtime, a friend of mine in Atlanta, he actually he cashed out me 5 grand because that was the bet. And he said, leave me the fuck alone for 2 weeks. So that was it. And so I couldn't talk to him. I had to go to Atlanta the next 3 days. And I knocked on his door, and his wife said, he's in the room. He don't want to talk to you. He's a diehard Falcons fan. He's a rapper. All y'all know him. He's very famous. I'm not gonna put him on blast here, but he's a very famous rapper. But he took my bet on Twitter. He's like, I got 5 grand. Said that won't happen. I said, okay, bet. We'll do it. So I actually won 20 grand off an emotional bet. And I normally don't ever do emotional bets, but we were down, and I was just hot. I was trying to shut everybody up, and wound up winning 20 grand. And my wife took the 20 grand, and her and her sister, they all went to the Beyonce experience on my during Super Bowl bet money. I never got a chance to spend a penny of it. I made the bet, but my wife and her sisters went to the Beyonce tour, and I'm like, they went first class and everything else, and I'm like, are you serious? She's like, yeah, well, you can thank the Falcons that you don't have to pay for it. So I was like, here's the new Falcon. Look, there your colors. See, Falcons, red and white. But other than that, man, I did lose money when the Giants beat us, though. We were undefeated that year. I lost money that year, big time.
Giants out to Eli Manning. Anyway,
see, that's like your dog down for me. That's like, God have mercy. 17-1. See, that's my pain.
While we're still in sports, I got to ask you, because I want to move on to the HBO series and the movies that are going to be made in your books that are going to be made into the movies. I got to ask you, you're an SEC fan.
Yeah. Yep, I am.
Why does everybody hate Auburn? And tell me why you hate them.
Okay, believe it or not, Auburn, every 8 or 9 years they have a great season, and they act like they're dominant. And I have to remind them, we still won more shit than you guys, and we're not even your rivals. You want to come and talk trash to me? I'm like, at least most of us go to the NCAA tournament for March Madness. You guys have a darn reservation for the NIT every damn year. They get one basketball season or two, and they think they're on top of the world. They have a great football season where they win a championship. With Cam, I got the extra money. And it's like they think they're on top of the world. You cannot win every 7 or 8 years and think you're dumb. You cannot have a winning history, which they don't have. If you look at it, they don't have a winning history on, really on anything. But it's the fact that their fans think they're the best in the world. And I'm like, really, you're not. You're really not.
And they talk so much trash.
But they look, think about it. The last time they won football was when Cam took them. It's like, and then like I said, they'll
and then they fired the head coach. Like, nowhere in the history of college football do you fire the head coach after they win a national championship.
Again, this is why Auburn doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, okay, first of all, they do that stuff. They go to every game like we're the defending champions. No, you're not. Your biggest games are win against a team like Florida who has a winning record, or beating Alabama with a winning record. And it's like, it's like the Super Bowl for them. And I'm like, dude, you guys are barely beating Ole Miss and Miss, and you come talking trash. Hell, the clock is right twice a day. So, okay, good gosh almighty. You guys aren't winning anything. It's like, but they are good at gymnastics. You got to give them that. They're good. They're good in women's volleyball. They are great in women's volleyball. And look, their women's softball is good. But it's like, okay, but you look at the sports, their women's basketball team really not that good. Their football team, they're okay. They're in the middle tier of the SEC when it comes to football. For some reason they get baseball players. I don't understand how they do that. But
I tell them all the time, all the schools in the state of Alabama, look how many schools we got in the state of Alabama. We got Alabama. We got Troy. We got
Mhm.
Tuskegee. We got Alabama State. We got
Right.
Jacksonville State. We got
Right.
Alabama A&M. We got
Yep.
University of Alabama Birmingham. We
Mhm.
got I think I'm missing something. Look up. Well, anyway, we got all these schools. Nobody gives a damn about Auburn.
I mean,
No,
they're really
only
not
the
talking
people,
about.
the only Auburn fans care about Auburn, and then they talk so much trash, and they will talk trash for anybody. And let me tell you something. I may get some slack for this. Have you ever been to the city of Auburn?
Once,
Did you?
one
Here,
time.
let me ask you something. This has nothing to do with the university. This has nothing to do with the football team.
Right.
I may catch some slack for this. I will catch hell for this, but I don't care.
Right.
Is it something in the air in Auburn that makes everybody so stuck up?
Oh, see, it wasn't just me then. See, it wasn't just me
No,
because I like they think that they're superior on everything, and it's literally based on that university that they
it,
think they're above everybody.
but you understand this. We're not talking about the football team. We're not talking about the University of
Right.
Auburn. We're pretty sure people come from out of town. They go to that school. We're talking about the city. Something
The
about that.
city.
The people that live there
Yeah,
is
they're
just
here and we're here.
like they just.
They're here. We're here.
I give you an example. I had to drive my dad. I had to drive my dad somewhere, and I'm a private investigator. I had a case in Auburn, and I followed a claimant to a barbecue joint that happens to serve breakfast. So I had to drive my dad somewhere, and he was hungry, and I said, "Well, I think I know a place where they serve breakfast." We pull up, and I was telling my dad how stuck up this town is. I've been there so many times, and he was all, "You don't know what you're talking about. It's all in your head." I said, "Okay, yeah, fine, pops, whatever." We get to this joint, and lady was opening up. My father goes to the other door. You know, when you go to a restaurant, you got two doors.
Right.
He opens the other one, and I open this one. The first door, he goes inside and opens the second door. I open the door. I swear to you, that lady looked at me with her. The lady looked at me. Her nose was literally up in the air. I'm not even being condescending. I'm not being
Right.
sarcastic. That nose was up. She walks in like, she goes past my father. I didn't see what kind of face she got from my father. So we go inside, we order. I say, "Hey, Pops, did that lady say thank you when you open the door?" "No." I said, "Did she have a smug look on her face?" "Yeah, excuse my language. Yeah, but every motherfucker here got that look." I said, "Yeah, welcome to Auburn." So it's something about that city. And every time I'm going there, I have been, I was a salesman. I used to, knock on doors and stuff like, and I'll tell you, I've never met some of the nastiest people. They just want to
Right.
treat you like dirt. And I had nothing to do with Auburn. If you live in Auburn, you know what? Hey, I try to keep a minimum. But, I mean, everybody from that town, I probably never gonna see this woman again, so I don't care. There's a lady that is in my wife's family. I'm not gonna speak on what side of the family. I'm just saying she's in my wife's family. First time I met her, she was the most stuck up little and she guess where she lives at?
Auburn.
Yeah. So with that said, I don't watch gymnastics, I don't watch basketball in college. I watch it in the NBA, but I'm a Bulls fan. You can stop
Yeah.
right there. Something about that city, but the fans of football, I
Yeah.
see where they get it from because it originates in that city.
That's why I tell you, it comes off. It comes off, man. It's like they just swear that Auburn is the best thing since sliced bread, man. And I'm like, that's why I love every time they're having a great season and then they lose to somebody that they're not supposed to, and then they have a spiral after that. That's what they do. That's what they do. They lose and they spiral out. And it's like, it doesn't matter if it's basketball, football. like that Auburn team, I think a season or two ago, they had a great NCAA tournament run, and then when they got beat, it was like just a wonderful thing in the world to see them go down because they just really, really suck, man. The more
By
they
the way,
win, the worse it is.
just to make it clear, because I don't want no feelings hurt. I'm not talking about my father-in-law's family. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm
Yeah.
gonna say. I'm saying nothing else. Not give you no
Yeah.
name, but my father-in-law's family. If y'all watching, I love all y'all. That's it.
Ooh, I'm telling you, man. Like I said, I'm actually excited. Hopefully, we'll get the NBA going back, and hopefully, we'll have college football and NFL season because we need to get back to some normalcy. That's one of the things we're missing. This is the first gap we've ever had, this big a gap, and when it comes to sports in this country, and
Yeah,
sports really brings us all together. And so
yeah.
that's the one thing I think we're missing right now. We're
Can we
missing.
just come on common ground and just agree? Now, I don't want to talk politics. I don't want to talk
Right,
race. Or I don't want to talk
right.
religion. But can we just find some common ground and just agree that CNN is not a news network?
Man, I look at all of them. I look at CNN, Fox, MSNBC. All of them have their own way of actually shifting the news. So literally, what I'll do is, you know, I'll watch some of all of them to get all sides, and then I just leave it alone. I'll shut down. And what I do is, I'll they have this thing called "I'm not gonna adult today," so I'll literally go watch cartoons. And so by doing so, it keeps me from actually getting caught up in all the turmoil that the world has. My 8-year-old, I'll go watch cartoons with him, and I'm gonna tell you now, if you never watched Disney Junior, go watch Disney Junior. It will take your mind from every piece of bull crap going on in the world, and you'll go back to just enjoying life. And that's what we need sometimes. Sometimes we have to pull back from the news media, and when you do that, you become a better person. That's why I say we're missing sports because literally Saturday mornings, everything is about prepping for college football. And then 2 3 weeks after that, everything's about prepping. Saturdays is college football. Sundays is NFL, and then the NBA, is getting ready to go to do their thing. So we're missing that mutual connection, that sports connection that keeps all that stuff really, really to a low level. And right now we don't have it. So you got people on both sides just tripping. My thing is go watch cartoons until we get sports back. They're starting to let everybody practice. We're going to get the NBA back. That's going to be fantastic. We'll get college football. We'll get NFL football. We'll get the NBA going again. Hell, we'll get the WNBA going again. Hell, watch golf if you got to. But sports is the one thing that really, really brings us all together, man. So
You're by
it's
yourself, don't. But I'm going to watch. I don't know, NASCAR than
but see,
golf.
I watched NASCAR. I was a big Dale Earnhardt fan. I love the Intimidator. I love watching.
Hockey and soccer and NASCAR. I try to get into it, and I learned that. I quit drinking, and
No,
I learned,
to watch NASCAR, you really need to have a good drink by you. But it's
yeah,
so freaking fun because you don't know when the wrecks are gonna happen. And so like I said, when Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Gordon, all those guys was doing all their things back in the day, literally, there's nothing like a cold beer, or a nice shot of Hennessy, and you're sitting there, you're enjoying it because literally these motherfuckers are going 200 plus miles per hour sometimes. It's like you think you're doing something when you're going 70. Watch your motherfucker go do 200. If you ever get a chance, go do the NASCAR experience. I'm telling you right now, your life will change forever. Man, I thought my heart was in my damn fucking left foot. I was like, holy. He was like, well, that's only like 125. And I'm like, what the hell? But it's so freaking cool, man. It is
but
so freaking cool.
we have Talladega about 2.5 hours away, and I've been up to Talladega doing cases and stuff. But that city is so dangerous. Well, you live in Albany, so Talladega. That's where they had the bodies.
Yeah.
You got some cities in Alabama that are just like, oh my God, I don't want to go to this place. Talladega is one of those cities, because they got nothing but meth heads. Shout out to Talladega.
Yeah.
I'm
But
sure.
but you gotta do. You know what? One day I'm gonna drive over to Alabama and we're gonna go do the NASCAR experience. Literally, and then we'll do a Facebook Live when we do it, so everybody can see it live and see us stream live. Because I'm telling you right now, there's gonna be a lot of yelling, and you're gonna be like, "Damn, he turned in his man card for 5 minutes." You're gonna turn in your man card if you go do the NASCAR experience. You'll turn your man card in. You'll get it back. But I'm telling you, there's nothing like sitting in the car and you're like freaking going 125, 150, and you're sitting there and you got a Facebook Live going. You're like, "Holy crap! What the? Please don't fuck up. Please don't fuck up because those cars flip really fucking fast." And so you have to do it. You know, I'm gonna come to Alabama. We're gonna do it, and we're gonna go Facebook Live when we do it, so everybody can freaking see it. Um, it is the coolest thing in the world. Now I will never bungee jump because my biggest fear is when I jump, the rope, the cord snaps, and that's it for me. I got too many damn bills and fucking die right now. So I'm not bungee jumping. I'll NASCAR experience with you, but I'm not bungee jumping. There's no way.
I'm with you on that. But you hear it first. We're gonna do the NASCAR experience. And my man card, I will get it back, right?
Yeah, we know you get it back, time it's over with. But when you're in the car, you're gonna lose it. You know, everybody who's a regular person, you lose your man card for at least 5 minutes. You're gonna lose it. And
by the way, before we get to your books, because we only got a little time left, I want to tell you from the city of Talladega, I was just kidding. Anniston, Gaddison, Talladega, Jacksonville, I love all you guys. You know, back about 12 years ago, I spent a lot of time in those places. So, you know, that used to be my stomping ground. So everybody from up there, and plus I did a lot of cases up there. Once that said, everybody up in that area. But Pritchard, Alabama, oh God.
Man.
But and for the people of Auburn, you know, I don't care. You can think what you want. But anyway, so and to my father-in-law's family, I love you guys. So let's talk HBO. One Last Cry coming home. They're making it into a series. It's a series in a book, but they're actually gonna make it into a TV show. How did that happen? Tell me the steps. If I was gonna write a book, how would HBO call me? First, it's got to be good, of course. We all know it's a good book. So what happened? How did it come to these?
The first step is that just like right now, with all of your listeners and followers, you know, they go buy the book and they start talking about the book, and so that's why I invite them to do the challenge with me because it's free. That's how you get their attention. You got to have so many units going. You got to be an Amazon algorithm first of all. That's how you get attention. Once you do that, then they start looking at your material. They discuss how it can flip from where. Like One Last Cry, that series will be HBO. I couldn't tell you if it's going to be there this year, next year, 2 years from now. It all depends on their production board. But you have to get their attention by actually having the fans talk about it. And so that's where it goes. The fans are buying the books. They're reading the books. They're talking about the books. I got fans who tell me, "I love your books." I got fans who tell me, "I hated that book." And I'm like, okay, you know, once you release it, there's nothing you can do anyway. So, you know, you in this game, your skin has to be so thick because you'll have people. Like I had one lady, she told me at a book signing. Now she stood in line for 15 minutes just to tell me, you know, there's a mistake in that book. And I was like, okay, what's that? She went right to the page and she put right here, you got one mistake. And so everybody was laughing. They're like, but you stood in line 15 minutes to take a picture with him and to give him sign your book. She's like, well, I love the book, but he's got one mistake. So your skin has to be thick. They'll call you. Like for me, you know, they'll call one of my lawyers, they'll call my agent, and they'll be like, hey, we want to talk about this book. So like One Last Cry, they talked about that one. When Snatch dropped, and Snatch really just dropped. So we had people talking about the movie right off the bat because of how we wrote the story. And so, you know, children getting kidnapped is a big thing right now. So we had one person, you know, I want to do the movie. We had another person, I want to do the series. So they're probably going to want to do them both, where, you know, you'll see the movie, then you'll see the series. And so the series is actually expanded out even more. And so the excitement has to be there because right now, everything that you watch on TV, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, if you don't have a writer, you don't have anything. Remember, there's always a writer behind each and everything you see on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, HBO, all that. You have to have a writer. And so your material has to stand out. It stands out with the fans. And so, like right now, I know what they're doing with this Amazon Kindle Unlimited. They're looking for new material. That's why it's so important to get the people out there. And like I said, just like even with them, download the books, click through the books because it counts as one unit. But the more units you sell, the more they're going to pay attention to the top 25 and say, okay, what can we pull out here? Is this good enough for a movie or a TV series? That's how it goes. That's why you see me pushing all over again because you want to stay in that top 25 range. So when the producers do go looking, you're talking about people from Lionsgate, Paramount, MGM, OWN, BET, USA, TBS. All your networks are looking at this stuff, and they're like, that will be a great TV series. Like FX came on board when they had Sons of Anarchy. One of my top 5 TV series of all times. But they actually saw that and they fell in love with it. But the guy who wrote it, he was writing on another TV series called The Shield. And so he kept passing out, the material until they finally said this might be a great show. And so he went from having, being a writer on The Shield to having Sons of Anarchy to now he got the Mayans. So, you have to have the fans there with you. That's the biggest thing, man. The fans have to be there. They have to support you. And just like now, we got to have the clicks because the clicks are what's going to get me even more power because the power in Hollywood comes from, you get 200,000 people to get a book watched free. That's power. Because there are going to be a lot of people right now. I got one girl, she has 2 books and she's like, I'm trying to get attention. I'm like, the hardest thing is you only have 2 books. So, but I have 12 on Kindle Unlimited. I have a better shot at getting their attention. And that's how you get their attention because they're like, okay, we know Mansell has this already set up for this already set up for that. This is going to be a movie over here. This is still open. But you have to have multiple projects. So I always tell people, if you're not writing, you're killing your own career. Because a lot of people come to me and say, how do I be a professional writer like you? How do I get to write from home and not have to go to a regular job? You have to continue to write. I have 2 more books coming out within the next month and a half. Even though I have all those books up there now. Hell, I pulled down 6 books from Amazon. 18 is still there. I'm going to redo those 6 and put them back up there. But I still got 2 brand new ones coming. And then I got 4 more coming after that. Because I'm always writing. And that's how you get their attention. You will not get anywhere in this game if you're not writing. And hire a great editor.
Snatch, Tracks of My Tears, America Tea Party. What distribution company is going to be? Trying to find the right words. Some interviewer I am.
What you're looking for is
books up.
You're going to be looking for it's right now. They're still negotiation with Lionsgate and MGM and Paramount because Tyler Perry had Lionsgate behind him, and so then everybody else saw, the $2 billion that Tyler Perry made. Now it's my turn, and I had to earn that spot. So now Lionsgate had Tyler Perry, but now MGM and Paramount, they want to come on board and say, hey, maybe we can steal this guy away. And so the negotiations are still going on because Lionsgate is making their pitch, but then Paramount's going to make their pitch, MGM's going to make their pitch. And I'm going to tell you right now, honestly, I'm leaning toward Lionsgate because I like what they're doing about let me have control of my storylines and everything else. And that's the most important thing. I have to keep my storyline in place. I have to make sure that, I tell you guys a great story. I want to tell stories that families can enjoy. I want you to be able to take your family. Like my first movie, it's not even a darn book. It's called Bully the Father's Pain. And so literally this book is about a father whose daughter gets bullied, but the mom, she dies giving birth. And so what happens, the daughter gets bullied, she commits suicide, and I'm showing you the pain from the father's side because a lot of times when you write bully movies, you only see the child who got bullied or the bully themselves, but it's the family that really, they deal with the pain. And so that movie's gonna come out. That movie covers everybody. I got a couple faith-based movies that are coming out as well. So I'm just trying to write family movies for everybody. We literally put in my contract that they would never ask me to put on a dress. And I told them I would never put on a dress to, entertain people. I want to write family movies. Like American Tea Party is about our second Civil War. they did an estimate that it's going to cost them about $17 million to do that movie. But imagine our country in a civil war, almost like what we got now, but it's like literally state versus state, where you got old America, new America, the military is on one side, the other. Like you got the Navy and Marine Corps on one side, you got the Army and the Air Force on the other side. The Coast Guard is independent. There are several states that are independent, and so it's amazing. When they read it, everybody fell in love with it because they were like, "Wow, we didn't see that coming." And so that's why I wrote it. But that's the beauty of being a writer. You write stuff that nobody else is putting out there, and so now that I think Lionsgate really want that one as well, really bad. So, again, it's all a part of just writing something that everybody can get behind. I tell people all the time, I don't write for African Americans. I don't write for Caucasians. I don't write for Mexicans. I don't write for Asians. I write for people. I write for readers. And so my readers, literally, when you look at my breakdown on Amazon, believe it or not, 65% of my fan base are older white women. 65% of my fan base. And so it's amazing how I'll go to an airport or I'll be in like when I go to LA, it's nothing to go to the mall in LA. And trust me, now I have to have security when I go to LA. So I go to the mall and I'll sit to the food court, and every now and then I'll catch somebody with one of my books. And I go sit next to them. I'm like, "Do you like that book?" And they'll tell me about the book and everything else. And I'm like, "You want me to sign it for you?" And they look at me like, "You didn't write this book." And I pull out my ID and I show it to them. And they're like, "Holy crap, it's really you." And then I have the instance where, like I took my wife to Troy, Alabama. She worked for Troy University, and we went to the Walmart there. And this lady starts screaming her head off. And I'm like, "What the hell's going on?" And she's like, "It's Mansfield Peterson. Oh my God, my mom loves your book. She got all your books. Do you mind if I call her?" And I'm like, "Okay, call your mom." And so we're in Walmart trying to buy some damn milk and some ham and some cheese or whatever else. Cause I'm gonna be in the hotel room for like 4 or 5 days. Cause my wife got training. And so I'm down the chip aisle, and here comes all these damn people. And everybody's there, and everybody had books. And my wife said, "Here we go again." The same thing is happening in Jacksonville, Florida. It is happening in Dallas, Texas. It's happening in Houston, Texas. The fans know what I look like, and it's so weird when they start looking at you like, "You look like," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm him. I'm going to tell you I'm him." And so it's like, then that's when they'll start calling everybody, and like the one thing that kills me now, they'll go Facebook Live. So now I have to always keep a haircut because I never know when I'm gonna meet a fan. They're gonna go Facebook Live to show everybody. They were standing right next to me, and it happened, in Atlanta, and they said, "Well, did you write those dark chocolate books?" I'm like, "Yeah, I write erotica. I wrote erotica when Zane was big." And so she's calling all her friends, and they're all coming over to the store. And so, like in Gwinnett, I know you're not probably not familiar with Gwinnett,
My
but
wife, my wife's from Snellville.
okay, so you know what Discovery Mill Mall is? That's why
And
I was in that mall in their food court, and I was on my laptop writing a lot of books. And then one day it just blew up, and all the fans came out of everywhere. And the Gwinnett had to call the sheriff department to escort me to my vehicle to get me out of there because it was literally over 500 fans that came to the mall, all females, and some of the guys were with them, and they just was there, and they had to call the sheriff department to get me out of Gwinnett Mall, and it was like Discovery Mill Mall, and so it was crazy, man.
do you know how much time I spent in Discovery Mills Mall?
Probably a lot if your wife's from up there.
My wife worked at Gwinnett Medical Center on the weekends.
Right.
And I used to drive her up when we were dating. I used to drive her up there because she worked the night shift. But her kids, when we were dating, her kids had always had something to do on the weekends. And I did not want to drive back, just working at night, knowing she has been up for almost well over 24 hours. Right. And so I would drive up there, and while she was sleeping during the day, I would go to the AMC movie theater, or or I'll try to get into Medieval Times, but it was too expensive. But I would walk around Discovery Mills and let my wife sleep, so she had to go because we'll get a hotel room, and I would let her sleep, and I just walk around, Discovery Mills, just nonstop.
So that food court. That's where I was sitting at. And so the mall manager said, "Manswell," he said, "we can't do that anymore." And so literally I had to stop going to my favorite writing place because my books were really taking off then. And he's like, "Guy," he said, "you're a great guy. You come here every day. We all see you." I would come in first thing in the morning, and I would get my coffee, and I'm just writing. And so as the books start blowing up, and then when fans found out, I was writing under the pseudonym Dark Chocolate for erotica, they just flood the mall. So now it's like when I go places, people are recognizing whatever else, and I'll take my time. And I always do that with no matter how many fans come, I'll take my time. I'll sign the books. I'll sign whatever they want me to sign, take pictures because you never take it for granted. And so that's just me. I never take it for granted. I love when they do it. It's crazier when we go to the football games or the basketball games because they're doing it at the basketball games. And so now it's like, like I got invited to a basketball game in Atlanta, and then that management actually put me up there in the skybox because the where I was sitting at, the Lakers were coming in town to play the Hawks, and everybody was coming down. Everybody was coming down, so they was like, man, so they said, you want to go up top? And I was like, man, I really want to enjoy the game because that's when Kobe was playing, and so I was like, yeah, I really want to enjoy the game. So he's like, we'll get ready for you. We got an empty one up there. And so they literally let me sit in one of their suites up there to watch the second half of the game because during the whole first half, man, everybody was there and I'm up here, cheese, 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 cheese. I'm like, oh, it's my dunk, cheese. And so it's like, but you get used to it. My wife, she's used to it. My oldest son's used to it. My youngest son, he's still not used to it because his teacher was telling him, I have all of your dad's books. He's like, what books? He's 8. So he's like, my daddy got books on the shelf in there, but he doesn't get it yet. And then so it's so funny, my oldest son, he used it to get girls, man. Because he has the same name. And so he's at Georgia Southern right now. And so his English professor told him, if you get your father to come talk to the English department, I'll give you bonus points. And so he was like, Dad, you got to come. You got to come. And so when I went there, of course, it was like 4 or 5 book clubs showed up. And then all the students were in there. So I spent like 4 hours, man, taking pictures and signing stuff. And then I finally got a chance to talk to the English professor. And she was like, I've been a huge fan. She's like, I've been a fan since MySpace. And I was like, wow, that's how far back I go. MySpace. So
Well,
she was a fan at MySpace.
it's so much. Unfortunately, we went on to like a 30-minute sports rant. It was so many more questions I wanted to ask you. Real fast, when do you expect to see One Last Cry and Coming Home on HBO?
I don't know. I know Snatch is that they're pushing Snatch to the top of everything. So you're gonna see Bully come out first. They're gonna probably start shooting that hopefully in August, September. Then October, November, you're gonna see Snatch being filmed as a movie, and then you'll probably see the TV series next. HBO is a different monster, man. They could get started next week. They can get started 2 months from now. You just never know with them, literally, because they'll call and they'll be like, okay, like I don't fly anymore because, I'm a veteran and I deal with PTSD and anxiety. So when I go to LA or Dallas or New York, whatever else, they always send this luxury bus for me. And it's the coolest thing in the world because I get to travel. It's this huge bus and I'm the only one on it. And they'll give me 2 drivers if I got to go a far distance so the drivers can rotate out. So it's like literally, man, when I pull up, it's like everybody's outside looking like, okay, who's in the bus? Who's in the bus? And I'm not just one guy get out the bus and they're like, who is he? And then they start Googling my name. They're like, holy crap, this is the guy that wrote the books. And so then they start telling everybody. And same thing all over again. So it's cool. Like I said, I only stay at Marriott's now. Like I have an exclusive deal with Amazon. So Amazon has all my books. They'll have all my books, I think, right now. It's 2020. Yeah, they have the deal until 2030. And so they'll probably try to sign up again for another 10 years after that. But I'm like, guys, I'm 48. So this will be over at 58. So you want to sign me till I'm 68? They're like, yeah, because you'll probably still be writing. So, we got to deal with my production company with Marriott. So I always say at the Marriott, we have fun with that. But they're very protective of me at the Marriott. So I love that part. They won't just tell the fans, okay, he's in room so and so. They'll tell him he's here, and it draws people to the hotel, and then we'll go down to the bar, and I'll buy the fans some drinks at the bar, and American Express was like, okay, you're treating the fans to drinks again. I'm like, yeah, I've done it in Jacksonville, Houston, done it in New York, I've done it in LA. I went to Minnesota, and it was like so funny. I did not realize I had fans in Minnesota that deep. They invited me for this book function, and when I get there, I'm like 800 plus damn people crowding into the one room. And some of them want to fuss about how I kill characters or whatever else. And so you just learn to love it, man. It's just like, but I keep telling everybody, I'm just a regular guy. When I get off with you, I'm going to watch Tots on Disney. I'm going to go watch Tots with my 8-year-old, and I'm going to sing the song, and we're going to laugh, and we're going to watch TV. And I tell people, I go to Walmart just like y'all do. I put a cap on, or somehow wear glasses or whatever else, and I have to go hide. But my hometown is used to it. But it's when I really go out of town, that's when it really gets bad. Because it's like literally, man, we go to a restaurant. Funny thing, we had Juicy Crab one day. When you go to Juicy Crab, they give you this big old apron and the gloves, right? So I'm sitting there, and everybody wants to take pictures while I'm eating at Juicy Crab, and I'm like, if you give me 5 minutes, let me just finish it. I promise I'll take all the pictures you guys want. And man, some fans they'll take pictures of you just eating, and I'm like, wow, really, dude? Come on, man. But that's part of the life, so I just don't worry about it, man. It's just you never get mad at them because they're spending their money on you. But now your readers can read everything for free if they go do the link that I gave you. They can read 12 of my books for free.
As soon as we hang up, I'm gonna post the thing you shared on my page. I'm gonna share it on Carolyn's Treasure Shop.
Okay.
Real fast, you want anything you want to plug before we sign off?
Believe it or not, I just want to plug this new friendship that we got. Hey, everybody, y'all watching. Eventually, when COVID-19 finally comes the hell down, I'm gonna take my ass to Alabama. I'm gonna take this guy. I'm gonna take him to a golf course first, and I'm gonna actually we're gonna go drive some golf carts, and then you'll see that first before I take him to the NASCAR experience. So imagine seeing us driving go-karts, and it's gonna be fun as hell. And we're gonna do it Facebook Live. We're gonna have somebody there holding the phone, Facebook Live. That's what I'm gonna plug. See, that's how we do it. I'm a regular guy. We're gonna have some fun.
We're only 2 hours away from each other, so
I know.
It can happen.
Oh no, it's gonna happen.
Shouts out to Manswell T. Peterson. Check out all his books on Amazon. Watch out for HBO. This man's gonna be bigger than Eddie Murphy, bigger than Jerry Seinfeld. So watch out for him. This is Carolyn's Treasure Shop. Thank you for watching. Hey, you don't go nowhere. We're gonna talk a little bit, but everybody else, see you next Sunday.
Here at Carolyn's Treasures, you can design your own belt. Alabama's my favorite team! Roll Tide! We don't like Auburn around here, but if you do, we will make you one of our Auburn championship belts. Ooh, yeah, this is heavy. Don't forget our championship wings! Best deals on anything. Daddy, this is really heavy. Yeah, we're dropping it.